Hey there. Hi. Welcome to my channel. Thanks for being here live with me. Yeah, I thought today I would do something a little different because um, I got, and I'm so grateful for those of you who add comments and ask questions and stuff on my videos because it's really important if you don't understand something to ask, and I love that people aren't afraid to ask their questions. So there was one that came in today and it just kind of got me thinking. I did a video before about tarot myths, and I might even be covering kind of the same ones, I'm not sure. But I believe that tarot is a tool, and we can use them uh, we can use them any way we want to use them. But I just want to just start off by saying tarot didn't start that way. Tarot goes back like to, I don't know, the 15th century. And originally, it was created as a game, as a game. And I think it's kind of went really bizarre over the years where people kind of took that concept, and maybe they were the ones who were really good at the game and they taught it, and it became a little more secret, and it became something that was polarizing. You'd get people who are like, oh, this is really great, but we got to keep it to ourselves. And then the people who were on the outside looking in thought, there must be something evil about this, because we're not being allowed to see it. So there's some evil involved in it. And I don't know, it to me, it just, I'm a Scorpio, so I'm into all of those mythical things, right? But realistically, what was I going to say here? I wrote some notes down too. So it was kind of created like a game, kind of like bridge or poker. Like there were, we have the pip cards, which are like our playing cards that we have now. There's also just so many things that made it easy for those occultists to turn it around. So I think it wasn't until like the 18th century that French occultists would connect these tarot cards to astrology and the Kabbalah. Now, the thing is, what we see with Rider-Waite deck now wasn't the original deck. I think that's what was created when the occultists got in there and they wanted to add the astrology and stuff, which is like, great. I love it. I love that. I love the addition to things. And hey, I'm the first one to make house rules for things. Hey, I've got a really cool house rules for Yahtzee. I call it banking rolls. If you want to know more about it, you can ask me. But I share that with friends and they're like, what a great way to play Yahtzee. And I love shifting and changing things around. So I'm not against that at all. And I think it's great that things kind of evolved a bit. But I'm also a believer that sometimes people take things a little too far, right? People tend to try and make something really exclusive so that they feel more important. And I think that's kind of where, to me, where the first myth comes into play. But let me just check my notes again to see if I've covered everything I wanted to so far. So yeah, not really. So we're busting myths because I feel that it's scaring people away from it. If you're curious about something, that's healthy. If you become obsessed with something, not so healthy. So I like to add my own experiences into what I do, and hey, take it or leave it. It's totally up to you. And this is why we have a multitude of different things and different flavors, different people, and we're all not meant to be the same. So it's healthy to have a different experience. It's healthy to have a different opinion. And I'm not saying what I'm covering today is right and correct and written in stone and has to be that way, but it is what I believe. And I'm okay with that if other people don't believe it, right? So the first thing, let me get my little banner up to make this look all official. And the first myth is don't read your own cards. How many have heard that? Pop in the chat if you've heard that before. You're not supposed to read your own cards. It's very common. I think that even caught me too. Actually, it caught me because it was a good excuse. Because then I said, well, I can't do it because I'm not allowed to. I was a rule follower from way back. So I've changed my tune. I'm more of a rebel now. But people were told not to read tarot for themselves because mostly it wasn't anything like taboo or anything like that. Because it was mostly because you're going to cloud your reading with your own emotions. Some readers used to think that they had to rely on the seeker or the tarot reader for things. So who knows where this rumor was spread, back in the 19th and 20th century, when tarot was really linked to the occult. There was a big shift that actually came in 1980s. She's an author, Mary K. Greer. She published a book called Tarot for Yourself. And she's one of the first ones who encouraged people to do self reading for personal growth. So she was kind of one of the first ones to kind of bust that myth. Now, the thing is, I kind of agree with this and I kind of don't, because you have to self-govern yourself, right? Emotions are a way of having self-reflection. The one thing that I don't really agree with is when you're asking questions like, will he love me? Does he like me? Will he, those kind of things. You're going to, and especially if you keep asking the same question, you're going to get mixed messages and mixed answers. Let me see. There are some comments here. Francis, hi, organized religion really scared people about divination. Yes, they did. But they did it for a reason. They did it because that's what they believed. And that's the thing with belief, right? So they wanted to keep things structured, because to me, that's what, like you said, organized religion. That's totally it. It's not spirituality. It's the organized religion who wanted to have things had certain rules. And, I can respect that. So, Francis, I read for myself, but I know I can sometimes not be objective. Yes, exactly. Thank you for sharing that. And it's true. So for me, there's a time and a place to do a reading for myself. And I'll know. I mean, we know ourselves, which to me is why we're the perfect ones to do readings for ourselves, because we know what's going on. We know what our past history is. Well, that's kind of a yes, we know what our past is like. We know the stuff that we've gone through. So we can do our readings fine when it comes to that. Now, if we're trying to ask questions about things, it's kind of like using the pendulum. We can influence the answer, the yes or the no, just by our own energy. So to me, in those instances, you can look at tarot and use tarot to reflect on things like, how does this make me feel? Or, pull a card and just notice how it makes you feel as an answer. It's not saying tarot is the answer, the end all be all answer to anything. And it's not. Nothing is the end all be all answer to anything, is how that works. So, sorry, I got something on my face. So that myth there, I feel, is, again, you've got to be aware of your energy, and you have to be willing to take things with a grain of salt. That's all I can really say with that one. So myth number 2 is that you have to be gifted a deck. I've heard anyone hear that one, where it's like, you're not supposed to buy your own tarot deck. You're supposed to be gifted it. And I always thought that was kind of weird. I'm like, well, none of my friends are into this kind of thing. So am I supposed to put it on my Christmas list and can't send my letter to Santa to the North Pole and say, give me a tarot deck? Like that's going to happen. Right. So I guess where this might come from, and in the little bit of research I did, there was a reference of an article called Do You Know Tarot Myths from Truth? It was 2021. And it was like, decks used to be rare and expensive. So being gifted one makes it feel special. That was one of the things that came up. But over time, obviously, it turned into a superstition. And then we get the gatekeepers who, wanted to keep it mystical and didn't want everybody to just go around, playing tarot. And maybe that's why playing cards continued on its own little avenue there, and why we have, regular playing cards that are basically the pip cards of the tarot, the minor arcana. So there really is no historical evidence to this rumor, as you say. It's not an ancient rule. This is just something modern days people have come up with. Personally, the bigger question I get is, what's a good deck to start with? and that can be a tough one, because normally I wouldn't recommend the Rider-Waite as your first deck, because you look at it and you're like, what the heck? I don't like the artwork, and there's naked people on it. Of course, I covered them up for YouTube. See, YouTube, I'm being good. So if that question had come up, like what deck should I get, that would be a good idea for you to understand how you like to see artwork, like, or symbolism, what works for you, what resonates with you. Ideally, to be able to go into a store and handle a deck. But even then, the decks are covered in cellophane. You can't usually open them. They don't have test drive decks, right? Or you can go online, Amazon or something, look the deck up and you can see images of them. That's how I've been doing it lately, is looking at the images of most of the cards. And if I like them, I'd be like, yeah, this seems like a good deck. Or you just go back into the store, even though you can't actually open it. You can usually look at the back of the box and it shows you a few of them, but it's more of the feeling you get from the deck. Like, why are you even attracted to doing tarot in the first place? Are you going to do it because you want to be a professional reader? Mostly when people start out, that's not the reason. They're just curious about tarot and they want to play with it on their own. Nobody else needs to know they're even playing with tarot, right? And that's kind of how I started. I didn't think I would actually become a reader or anything. I didn't think I'd have a YouTube channel for it. So shout out to my subscribers. Thanks for being here. So being gifted a deck is sweet and it's nice. And yet at the same time, maybe you don't resonate with it. Maybe you look at it and you're like, I don't really like this deck. You got the bill, so I can take it back. So anyways, let's move on to myth number 3. You must be psychic to read tarot. Well, I will say that it helps if you trust your intuition. Being psychic or not has nothing to do with it. And that's a whole different conversation, because what is being psychic? Realistically, it's a gift that we all have the ability to, but some people are more in tune to it than others, and that's obvious. I don't know if you can hear my lovebird, but he's having a heck of a good time in the background. He just loves when I start talking to myself. He joins me. But so let me check my notes here. So pop culture is where this actually comes from, because it shows tarot readers as somebody who's very mystical and has supernatural powers. And this creates the belief that gifted people can only read cards. And it actually goes back to the 18th century, like I talked about in the beginning, the French occultists that tied tarot to astrology and the Kabbalah and stuff like that. And yeah, astrology goes hand in hand with tarot. I'm not an astrologist. I say like I'm a backyard astrologist, but I don't know much about it other than the few things that I've learned for my own self, learning my birth chart and the signs and the planets and how they align and all the houses. And it's fascinating, but holy moly, I would need a lifetime to truly get a grasp on what astrology is. But I do include it a little bit, obviously, when I do, readings for all of the zodiac astrological signs. But ultimately, I love teaching tarot as an intuitive exercise, because I believe that that's how you grow your intuition, is by really leaning in and trusting yourself. And to me, because this is all just my personal opinion, all these myths. So don't take what I say as law. It's not. It's just my opinion. And what has helped me, I mean, I can't really base it specifically on tarot, although tarot has helped me make it more playful in trusting my own intuition and trusting things that come through. And it doesn't really work if you're just doing readings for yourself. And hey, shout out to you that are just sitting there doing your own readings for yourself because you're playing and you're getting to know tarot. I love that. If and when you're ready to read for other people, to me, that's when you really start trusting your intuition, because you're getting feedback now. You're getting feedback from the people you're pulling the cards for and giving them the messages. And then they're like, oh, wow, that really resonates, or holy, how did you know? And then that's where the psychicness can come into it, because people have latent talents that may have been, dormant until they started using tarot to open up. And then they start doing tarot readings for other people. And the more you trust it, the more it strengthens. And those abilities that were always there kind of unlock. You unlock a new level to things, right? So I think that that's a really, tarot is an amazing tool for self-reflection, for self-discovery, for personal growth. To me, that's the ultimate to use tarot for. But we have one more myth to cover. And that is that tarot is evil or invites negative energy. This is not an Ouija board, people. They're cards. They're not an Ouija board. But this was a myth that was out there. So religions and movies, that new movie out, the tarot movie, I haven't seen it, but I saw that come out and I go, here we go back to the dark ages of everyone being afraid of tarot. Anyhow, anything to make a movie in Hollywood and make a bunch of money. But religions and movies, they paint tarot as something that's dark or dangerous or taboo. And I think it goes all the way back to the 9th century, when the church condemned divination altogether, all divination, right? And it warned that fortune telling came from the devil. And so this really shaped how tarot started to develop it over the centuries, right? Mojo. It's hard for me to, I've got him in the background. I know he's having a good time, but sheesh, Mojo, don't interrupt me, please. Thank you. But really, I've said this before, tarot is just pictures and words on cardboard, on cardstock. The energy comes from how we use them, not from the cards themselves. So I know it's easy to see things like, can I pull one up? Like the negative cards. Like, pop in the comments, what's the one card or one or two cards that kind of disturb you or scare you the most? I mean, the devil is the first one, the death card. those are seen as, when they come up, as negatives. And whenever I do readings, the first thing I do is say, don't take it by face value. This doesn't mean someone's going to die. It doesn't mean, I mean, we all are going to die. Let's put it that way. But, or when you see the devil, it doesn't mean something evil is happening. Those negative cards actually have more of a message to them than any of the positive cards do. Yes, it's really great to get positive confirmation for something, but those negative cards actually are showing you a deeper look at something, or want you to look at something deeper, or are hinting that things need to change. The Tower, see, none of the cards are coming up here. The Tower is a perfect one because it's showing you that something is going to fall, or something has fallen, depending on where it shows up in a reading. Some comments. Thank you, Francis, for being here. Yeah, Mojo, I know he does, but at least they're happy, and he's not screaming like he's singing Ozzy Osbourne or something. Oh, the Three of Swords. Yeah, I don't like that one either. You see the big heart on it, and you're thinking, oh, heartache, but it's deeper than that too, because we all know swords are about thought and intellect. It's the element of air. And so it's more about, what are we believing about things? What beliefs are causing us to have those big feelings? And I'm really glad I learned tarot, because it's helped me understand these more negative cards on a different level, because life is like that. Life is full of happiness, sadness. There is so much out there that I think this is where tarot can really kind of tell you like it is, and tell you that, yeah, sometimes life sucks. Sometimes there's things that we have to let go of and we don't want to, like the Death card. But there's so much going on in this card. And sorry, it's blurry, but we've got the king is lying dead. So that's showing you that there are the rules and the way things used to be are no more. We can't go back to the way it was. It's showing everybody's averting their eyes, except the child is looking in wonder at it, because they don't have enough sense to be afraid. Right? There's so much symbolism in the cards, in this card, and all of them. Which brings me to my, I have a card reading masterclass. I'm going to be holding them every month. It is a paid class, but if you join my Tarot Cafe for only $10 a month, you get the class for free. Let me find the, so this month for September, we're actually going to be covering the symbolism, and you can see there's a lot of symbolism in the card. To me, that's an easy way to unlock learning tarot without needing to memorize the cards, because you understand symbolism in your own way and how it affects you. And you as a reader, even if you're just reading for yourself and not wanting to do it professionally, it helps you understand the cards and your relationship to the messages that are meant to come through, right? So I'm going to grab a link and pop it in the comments. Hopefully it will let me do that. If I can find it. Oh, sorry. In case you want to join. And where did it get to? I was organized, but apparently now I'm not. So let me see if I can find it here. There we go. So this is a link to the master class, and you do get the recording. Let me find my comments here. And you do get the recording. So yeah, it'll be a lot of fun, actually. It's coming up. I can't remember the date. I'm trying to do this flying by the seat of my pants. I think it's the 16th or the 23rd. I can't remember. I'm mixing it up when I have my private Tarot Cafe calls. And for those of you who are in the Tarot Cafe, you don't need to buy this, you get it as part of your membership. And if you want to know about the Tarot Cafe, I got a link for that as well, if I can find that. Because it's definitely worth it to go to do the Tarot Cafe. And what do I cover in the Tarot Cafe? Well, it's not all live class. It's a place for you to look for spreads in the private platform. There are previous master classes for you to look at. Why can't I find the link? Come on, people. Tarot Cafe link. Come on, where is it? There it is. Sheesh. It's so long. There we go. Pop that in the chat. That's the that's how you can join the cafe. So here's what you can do. If you want this master class for only $10, join the Tarot Cafe for a month. You'll get that for free. If you don't like anything else, you can unsubscribe, and there you have it. You got the master class for only $10. Boom, simple. But I love the Tarot Cafe because there's place for you to go online. I use the Kajabi platform, and it's a place for you that has tarot spreads. I have ongoing courses in there where you can go deeper into the major arcana. I have cards. I compare different decks of the same card and the different energies. I'm always open to feedback and find out what you want to learn about next. That's where I came up with the idea for doing the next card reading masterclass on symbolism. I had that as a suggestion from my Tarot Cafe members, which is fantastic. And I also have a monthly call, private call. You're welcome to come. And you know what? And same with this masterclass. Yes, it's on Zoom. You don't have to be on camera if you don't want to. Hey, this is the Everyday Introvert Tarot channel. I totally understand if you don't feel comfortable being on camera. That's totally okay. Don't be on camera. You can still use the chat to ask questions. I've been to so many different business things back when I was even doing, business mentoring for other people. And whenever there'd be these big, huge events on Zoom, they're like, have your camera on, make sure you blah, blah, blah. And, and I really think that, stop holding a gun to people's head to make them be on camera. Okay. Because I believe that if you're uncomfortable being on camera, you're more focused on that. You're probably more looking at your own image than you are listening to what's going on and absorbing and experiencing the actual call and course and masterclass. Am I right? So if you really want to come, but you don't want to be on camera, I'm not going to shame you into being on camera. Simple as that. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Now, since we're still here, and those of you who are still here do understand that those of you here live who want a card pull from me, pop it in the chat now. Let me know that you would like a card pull, and I will round up this session with pulling cards for you. So let me know if you would like tarot or angel. Now, the thing is, I'm using my angel tarot card. So I'm giving you a choice of using just regular tarot or my angel tarot, or angel tarot, as I like to call it. Let's see. A class with the necessary astrology info for tarot would be great. Ooh, that's a good idea. Thank you for that idea. Yeah. And again, I'm not an expert in astrology. So that's the funny thing. I'm funny about that. If I'm going to teach something, I have to feel good about that I know what I'm teaching. So yeah, that would be very basic. I'd have to do some more research. Eli, good day. May I have a tarot card, please? Yes, you may. I'm just going to put a little star beside your name. And Michelle, hi. Tarot 2, okay. All right. Okay. Keep them coming, you guys, if you want a card pull. So I'm going to pull for Eli right now. Okay, so tune into the energy, what you're most meant to hear. Ooh, so we've got two cards you wanted to come up. And it's so funny because we were talking about tarot myths and the scary tarot. You get the scary tarot. You have the Tower and the Knight of Swords. So what I'm picking up from this is you've either just experienced some big changes, or you know that there's some big changes coming. To me, it feels like you're aware of it, because with this Knight of Swords, swords is about your thoughts, your beliefs. And to me, it feels like you are gearing up to, what the word that's coming to me is fight back. And I don't mean in a malicious way. To me, this is, you are fighting for your convictions for something. Now, I want to pull another card as a clarifier, because let me just do that, because to me, it feels like you're either defending something that is ending and you don't want it to, or you're defending that, yeah, this friggin' thing has to change. That's what's coming to me right now, but let's see. Okay, so 6 of Wands. So there's something, to me, it feels like it's something that you're kind of an expert at it, whatever it might be. And for this change to happen, it's up to you to really have some facts to back you up, have some ideas to back you up, to back up the fact that this change needs to happen. That's what I pick up for you. I hope it makes sense. Francis, yes, I will pull a card for you as well. Let's do Michelle here. So Michelle wanted the tarot as well. So Michelle, tune into receiving the message you're most meant to hear. Woo, that one flew right out. So we have the 6 of Pentacles for you. If there's been something worrying in your, about work or something to do with your finances, it feels like things are evening out, and the effort that you've been putting in, and it, to me, I said finances, but I don't even know if it's about finances, because to me, it's just about finding that even balance in your either in the work you do or in your home life. Like, it's domestic life is what I'm picking up. Things are balancing out. If it's felt like it's hasn't been even for you, like if you've been putting so much effort into things and you're not seeing the results you've been wanting to see, to me, this card is showing you that things are balancing out, that the wheel of fortune is turning. And I'm curious to see if something like that would turn up. And let me pull a little, since I'm pulling clarifiers, let's pull another one. 4 of Swords. So this, to me, is something that you've had on your mind for quite a while, and you've been very focused and dedicated toward it. So you might be on the verge of going, is this worth it? To me, it is. You've just got to push through. You just got to push through, and it'll work itself out. Reward is coming, especially if you have, you're doing it from your highest perspective and for the highest good of whoever's involved. All right, I hope that makes sense for you. Francis, tarot. Okay, here we go. Be ready. What do you need to know about? Be open to the message that's meant to come. You're welcome, Michelle. I hope that makes sense for you. I like your picture, your profile picture. That's so beautiful. I see the gold or the orange. It's nice. Okay, Francis. Seven of Cups. So you got some choices either coming up or something you're aware of now. And if you've been trying to figure out what to do and you're confused as to which way to go, to me, the Seven of Cups is about pay attention to how you feel. So if you have something, a few different things to choose from, tune inwardly into how it feels. Like maybe write the things down, look at one of them, tune into how does that make me feel? Does it make me feel comfortable? Does it make me feel nervous? Am I feeling fearful? Do I work? Like go through all of the emotions, and then if you can choose any of the things you want, go with the thing that makes you feel the best. And sometimes it's the thing that makes you feel excited. But remember, fear and excitement kind of have the same vibration. So go deeper. If it feels like it's fear, like if we feel things on that surface level of our basic instinct emotions, like fear, anger, all those things, like that to me is a hint to go a little deeper into that. What does make it seem fearful? Is it really fear? Is it fear that I'm going to be hurt? Is it just fear of the unknown? Because that can be excitement. Ooh, I wonder what's this mystery all about. So there you go. Anyone else want reading? Pop it in the comments. Otherwise, I'm probably going to call this as done. Let me know what you thought about the myths for those who are watching as a replay. Did you hear any other myths? Share it in the comments of other myths that you might have heard about tarot. And last but not least, I just want to say thank you so much for being here and play with tarot. Have fun with it. Enjoy it. And hope to see you in my card reading masterclass coming up. All right. Have a super week. I'll be live again next Tuesday. I'm committed to doing this every week. The time might fluctuate a little bit because life happens. All right. Thanks so much for watching. And we'll see you again. Peace.